Alright, 8th graders, today we're talking about solving equations with variables on both sides. And your essential question is, can you solve an equation that has variables on both sides? So let's jump right in. This first problem is 15 minus 2x equals 7x. So we do always want to check still to see if there's anything on either side of the equal sign that we can combine. And we have a number and an x here on this side, and then just an x on this side. So there's nothing I can combine on either side individually. So I can hop right in and add 2x to both sides to get rid of it. And I'm left with 15 equals negative 5x. Divide by negative 5, since that's just a one-step equation. X equals negative 3. Moving on, we'll look again. There's nothing on this side to combine, and there's nothing on this side to combine. So right away I want to combine my x's, so I'm going to move my 2 over here. So subtract 2x from both sides. I get negative 5x equals 19. Divide by negative 5. And I'm just going to leave that as x equals negative 19 fifths. If you want to reduce it or change it to a mixed number, you can. Alright, the next set of problems we have involve distributive property. So, we look at each side. Oh, there we go. We look at each side of our equal sign to see what we can do first. So here I need to distribute the 3 to both the 5x and the 2. So 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times 2 is 6. And that equals 15x. So if I subtract 15x from both sides, I get 6 equals 0. And since 6 does not equal 0, and 6 will never equal 0, here we have no solution. On our next problem, again we're going to distribute. Negative 2y times 4y gives me negative 8y squared, because y times a y gives me y squared. Negative 2y times 1 is negative 2y. And now I can add 2y to both sides, but I'm still going to be left with negative 8y squared equals negative 6y minus 2. This is called a quadratic equation because of the exponent on the y. We will get to solving more of those later, but for now we're just going to leave it. We're not going to do much more with it. Alright, so let's take a look at the next one. Distribute the 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times negative p is negative 4p. And there's nothing on either side that I can combine. So I'm going to add 4p here and here. And I end up with 4 left over on this side. Those cancel. And 4 left over on this side. And since 4 does equal 4, this is infinite solutions. No matter what number you pick, if you put it in this equation, it will come out equal. And the last one, I have to distribute the fraction. So, but I can combine 6m minus m. That's a minus 1m, so I would have 5m. And 5/6 times 6 would just be 5. And 5/6 times 10 would be 25/3. So I'd subtract 5m. And I have 0 equals negative 25/3. So again, there's no solution. Alright, if you turn your paper over, we have some more real world problems. First one says the circles are identical. What is the area of each circle? Well, if the circles are identical, I know that this radius is x plus 2. And this radius, half of 4x, would be 2x. So if I know each of the circles, if I know the radius of each of the circles, I can set them equal to each other and hopefully figure out what x equals. So if I subtract x, I get 2 equals x. So if I fill in 2 here, the radius equals 4. And 2x, this radius, would equal 4 as well. So the area is pi times 4 squared. If you have your calculator, you can work that out. If not, you can leave it like that. Or 16 pi if you wanted to. If the diameter of the purple circle is 3x, what is the area of each circle? So here we are again. I guess it doesn't really matter what the color of the circle is. But, once again, half of this circle would now be 1.5x. So, we would have x plus 2 equals 1.5x. Subtract x from both sides. So 2 equals 0.5x. Divide by 0.5. So in this case, x equals 4. So if I fill in x equals 4, the radius is 6. And so the area is pi times 6 squared, or 36 pi, or whatever that works out to be. Alright, we have some more real-world applications. A boat travels X miles per hour upstream on the Mississippi River. On the return trip, the boat travels 2 miles per hour faster. How far does the boat travel upstream? So, this boat that's traveling upstream is going for 3 hours at X miles an hour. So for 3 hours, it's traveling X miles an hour. And then it went upstream the same distance it went downstream. So we can set them equal to each other. And going downstream, they only traveled 2.5 hours. But they went 2 miles per hour faster. So we would have x plus 2. And how far does the boat travel upstream? So we're just looking for x in this case. So we need to distribute first. We'd have 3x equals 2.5x plus 5. Subtract 2.5x. 0.5x equals 5. Divide by 0.5. and come up with 10 miles. Let's try another one that's similar to that. A boat travels X miles per hour from one island to another island in 2.5 hours. So in 2.5 hours, they're going X miles per hour. And then when they're traveling back between the islands, the boat travels 5 miles per hour faster. It only took 2 hours. So we have 2 hours, and we went X plus 5 because they traveled 5 miles per hour faster. So we have 2.5x equals 2x plus 10, subtract 2x, so 0.5x equals 10, divide by 0.5, x is 20 miles between the islands. Alright, sorry that that's sideways, but I have 8 problems for you to try for homework, and we'll go over them tomorrow in class. Have a great night.